Brace the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. Start converting your B2B audience today. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started today at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, welcome back to The Explainer. So you know that feeling? You walk out of a job interview and you're thinking, man, I talked a lot, but what did I actually say? We've all been there. Today we're going to dig into the one mistake that just silently kills your chances. And more importantly, we'll talk about the super simple way to fix it, for good. And here it is. This is the big idea for today's Explainer. And I'm telling you, this is a total game changer. Don't act like a politician on a job interview. This one piece of advice, it's really the key that unlocks a more direct, more confident, and yeah, a much more successful interview. And listen, let's be super clear. This has nothing to do with actual politics. It's all about how you communicate when the pressure's on. So let's dive into what we're calling the politician interview trap and why these kinds of evasive answers just fail. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Someone asks a straight-up question, and the answer that comes back is, well, it's a whole bunch of words that never quite land on the target. This is a specific style of communicating that, believe me, interviewers are trained to spot, and it's a huge red flag.
And look, I'm going to double down on this because it's so important. This is not about politics. It's about clarity. That's it. We're just using the politician label as a kind of shorthand, you know? It's for that style of communication where someone relies on talking points instead of just giving a direct answer. And in a job interview, that approach just doesn't work.
Okay, so what are the warning signs? How can you tell if you're making these mistakes? The crazy thing is how easily these habits can sneak into our answers, and we don't even realize it. So how can you know if you've fallen into this trap? Let's break down exactly what to look for. So these are the big ones. Answering in a long, winding, roundabout way, failing to be direct, outright evading the question. You might hear fancy words for it like vacillating or equivocating, but look, it all boils down to the same thing, doesn't it? You're dancing around the answer. You're just not actually answering the question. You're filling the space with words, almost hoping the interviewer will just figure it out, and they won't. This is what it means to be evasive. Okay, so what's the real cost of being vague? You might think, what's the big deal if I'm a little evasive? Well, the consequence is way more direct than you think. There is a very, very real cost to communicating like this. So let's just really think about this for a second. Picture it. You're in that interview chair. You just gave a long, rambling answer that totally missed the point of the question. What do you think happens next?
Yep, rejected. It's that simple. Because when you're not direct, the interviewer has to fill in the blanks themselves. And what are they going to assume? They'll think you're either hiding something, a weakness maybe, or you just can't organize your thoughts when it matters. And either one of those assumptions, it means you're not getting the job.
Okay, but here is the really good news. This is actually a super easy trap to get out of. Now that we've seen the problem, let's talk about the solution. There is a much, much better way to communicate and to win. And this slide really lays it all out. On one side, you've got the politician answer. It's circuitous, evasive, vague. It just creates confusion and doubt. But on the other side, that's the winning answer. It's direct, it's concise, it's focused, and it's to the point. This is what builds confidence and trust. It's about stopping the dance and starting to deliver real value.
So what does concise even mean in practice? Here's a number for you to remember. 90 seconds. That's it. A minute and a half. That should be your target for most of your answers. It's the perfect sweet spot, right? It gives you plenty of time to be thoughtful and give some detail, but it's short enough that it absolutely forces you to get straight to the point.
All right, to make this even more practical, let's boil it all down to a simple 3-step formula, something you can literally use for any question they throw at you. This is your path to total clarity. And here it is. It's just 3 simple steps. Step 1, be direct. Step 2, be concise. And step 3, be to the point. That's it. That's your mental checklist. Before you open your mouth to answer, just run through it. Is my answer direct? Is it concise?
Is it to the point? If you can say yes to all three, you are giving a winning answer. This isn't about dodging anything, it's about communicating with power and with confidence.
So that brings us to the big takeaway question for you. As you get ready for your next interview, I want you to really think about this. Which of your answers needs more directness? Think about one of those classic tough questions like, tell me about a time you failed. How can you apply this 3-step formula to that answer? Where can you be more direct, more concise, more to the point? Because honestly, mastering that one little shift, it's going to make all the difference in the world.